The Holy Gospel, also known as the Nazarene New Testament of the Essene Way, being the Gospel of the Lord and Lady as recorded by their authorized scribe, Jalil. Chapter 1. The Preamble to the Holy Gospel. This Gospel is written for my brothers and sisters of every place and time, who sincerely love and serve the Lord and Lady. Blessed love. Greetings in the love of the Lord Christ and the Lady Christ. I am by birth called Sarah, but by new birth in Christ am called Jalil. I am the adopted daughter of Miriam, the Lady Christ. For behold, when I was 14 years of age, the Lord Christ Joshua was crucified, and my birth mother, Migdana, the scribe, was slain by a mob. I report these things and that which follows, not to bring glory unto myself, but so that you may know the authority by which this gospel is written. For behold, I am the authorized scribe of the gospel of the Lord and Lady, being the successor to my mother. For before she was slain, my mother was the authorized scribe. She taught me several languages and the art of scribing. Mother said it was as if I had been born for this work, for it was as though I already knew the languages and simply remembered them. And the Queen of Sheba was with me, guiding me in dreams and visions. Yea, her hand was upon my hand whenever I scribed. For lo, she is the queen of the scroll. Behold, my mother, Migdana, was lady in waiting to Miriam. For my mother was the chief disciple of the Lady Christ, even before the Lady walked with Yahshua. Lo, for 7 years before she walked with Yahshua, Lady Miriam journeyed to many lands, preaching the Essene way. And for the duration of the 7 years, not one man became her disciple. For though she accepted men in her flock, none accepted her. But in these 7 years, 7 women became her disciples. And the first of these women was Migdana, my birth mother, who joined Miriam in Ethiopia. And this was halfway through the first year of Miriam's journey. At this time, my mother was a young widow, for my father had been slain. Though I was but 5 years old, Miriam refused not my mother and her youngster. I, too, became her disciple and traveled with her for 7 years before she joined Joshua. After 7 years of walking with no man at her side, Miriam reunited with her eternal consort, Joshua, at the baptismal pool at the river Jordan. And it was there that they were consecrated by John as Lord Christ and Lady Christ. For the Yah had prophesied that John was the chosen one to make the messianic declaration, which is the declaration of the fulfillment of certain Nazarene messianic prophecies. And from that time on, the 7 disciples of Miriam were equally devoted to Yahshua, becoming also his disciples. And I was with Yahshua and Miriam all the time that they were together until the crucifixion, which was near 3 years. Lo, after the crucifixion of the Lord and the death of my mother, Migdana, Miriam the Magdalene adopted me as daughter. I was 14 years of age. Soon after my adoption, Miriam, pregnant with Yahshua's son, took me with her to France. Her son, Gabaya, the chalice of the blood of the Lord and Lady, was birthed in France. Miriam established a mission there and preached there and abroad until she was slain. Behold, prior to his crucifixion, The Lord spoke with me often about this gospel manuscript, yea, and told me of his early life before he reunited with Miriam. Likewise, Miriam counseled often with me about this gospel. Wherefore, having declared the authority by which this gospel is written, I now present the Holy Godspell, which is the gospel of the Lord and Lady, to be included in the Holy Megillah as their New Testament. Footnotes. The Nazarene name Jalil means patience in Elohim. The Nazarene name Migdana means preciousness. Much of the land now called France was at this time called Gaul. Throughout this text, we will use the word France for the benefit of better understanding by our readers. The Hebrew word Gabaya means goblet.